Howdy people, this video is completely produced by beer. Well, I've had a couple of beers, okay? Don't tell the cops. And maybe you know or don't know, but I'm a bit of a nature buff. I don't mean I'll walk around naked or anything like that. I spent a lot of time when I was a young man and everything in the forests in Canada, and you get to know and see nature, and you always realize there's a reason why nature is the way it is. Then sometimes nature can be harsh, but not through spitefulness. It's always a reason. And sometimes you just don't understand the reason until you've been in the forest long enough, and then you see the reason and you fully understand. But I can't for the life of me figure out why nature made something called the femon. But I don't mean their form, their body, or anything like that. I mean their brain. And I can understand some of it, say, for instance, whereas you're in the cave and the femon's moaning at you that the cave down the road has got better sort of rock removal thing, and why haven't we got one? And that sort of keeps things moving, I guess, and maybe makes the man build a rock removing thing, but a better one, and that sort of thing. So kind of helps motivate the man in a way. But if you take a look at history, you can see that femons over time have seemed to have got worse and worse and become very unstable with these crazy outbursts all over the place. And I can't imagine these outbursts happening in the caveman days, because I don't think the caveman would tolerate it, and I don't think the femon would have survived. So there's definitely something going on to make the femons very, very unstable. And I don't believe that this is the way that nature intended femons to be. But I believe that through the whole of history, femons have been unstable at times. But the way the femons have been acting seems to be something mentally wrong with them. They act like patients who's escaped from a mental hospital. This is not what nature intended. Nature intended for the femon to attract the male, not repel him. Maybe it's something biological, or maybe it's some error in their DNA that's happened. Or if nature does have a hand in it, maybe the planet is so overpopulated, it's decided it's all done and finished, and they'll start again. The femon's hate for man is kind of like a disease, maybe, because I don't think nature intended femons to hate man. Man doesn't hate femons, but he's learning to. Maybe femons think they're so empowered and so full of themselves that they can just bypass nature and change it. Well, they got a surprise because nothing has gone against nature and survived. And I heard something the other day that I don't know whether to believe or not. I heard that more than 50% of the femons in the United States were on some form of medication for some mental disorder. That doesn't seem right, does it? But for those young men out there, at the moment, the way things are, I would tread carefully, because the femons of today are not only deceitful, they're goddamn dangerous. Anyway, thank you for listening, and now I'm going to take all my clothes off and go walk in the forest.